Leeds United are currently looking for a number 10, but one of the biggest questions that's surrounding everything is who? Who exactly are Leeds United going to opt for? Who will Leeds United be able to sign in this market? And there's so many names being thrown around, but Leeds have been given a bit of a boost in the chase for one specific candidate, and that is James McAtee, who is now seemingly very much set to be leaving Manchester City with a new little boosty hint thing, a nice little nugget of news. But before I get into all of that, I'm going to ask two little quick favours. One, if you're in and around Leeds and free on the 20th of July, get a ticket to the Leeds Creator Cup. It's down below. Very, very easy for you to do. It's £7 for an adult, £3 for kids, and it'll be a fantastic day with all of your favourite Leeds United creators. 20th of July, John Charles Centre for Sport. Be there. It'll be a really fun time. In addition to that, subscribe to the channel if you've not yet. It's massively appreciated. Anyway, let's hop into the story specifically surrounding James McAtee. So, we already knew a departure from Manchester City for James McAtee was likely. Pep Guardiola specifically pointed out a couple of times that he was sort of like, it's a bit of a shame I didn't play McAtee earlier in the season because he's genuinely a little bit of a talent and we've missed out on that. Baffling that immediately following that he would proceed to, not play him in the FA Cup final when they quite desperately needed a goal. He wasn't even on the bench, but that's fine. In addition to all of that, however, there is further evidence that he will definitely be leaving Manchester City, and that's the fact he's been left out of the Club World Cup squad. And whilst a lot of people will look at the Club World Cup and go, silly tournament, don't particularly care for it, sure, that might be the case, but at the same time, Manchester City can win more money by winning this tournament than they can by winning the Champions League. So the hierarchy at Manchester City will be saying, can we please win this tournament? Can we please bring the strongest possible squad? Which then you look at the fact that McAtee hasn't been brought along for them, and you think, right, okay, he's very clearly leaving potentially in that window from the 1st of June, tomorrow, up until the 10th. The 10th is when those squads get finalised, but the report is he's been told behind the scenes then it becomes a question of just how much he would presumably cost for any club, including Leeds United, to sign James McAtee. And the fee is very, very widely reported to be about £25 million. And that is, let's be honest, a chunky sum of money. But you've got to compare it to the amounts of money that various clubs have been paying for players. Why is that so hard to say? In the past few years. So, for example, you will see Rutter as a good sort of evidence point, went for £40 million. And Rutter had a very, very good championship season, but McAtee has never been seen at that level and is in the top 1% for non-penalty goals per 90, vastly outperformed his XG, and is a genuinely very, very solid player anytime he's on the pitch. I like him. I've got to be honest with you, I really personally do not mind a reported fee of £25 million because primarily he is very, very clearly a high quality player. He has exactly what we need, and that is spectacular to see. But we need to remember there's a hell of a lot of options. The amount of players that Leeds United are being linked with right now are absolutely insane, and that means that you're going to get a couple of drawbacks to James McAtee that you don't get with some of the other options. And there is one very, very significant one that I'm going to pay attention to. 1 second, I'm just going to make my light brighter, and hopefully it doesn't wash me out completely. Oh, there we go. And the first of those is quite simply, he's English, and that might come across in a very weird way. That might seem like, what do you mean he's English? Why is that a bad thing? And you might get a little bit reform party on me. But specifically, English players cost more money, and there is a clear Premier League tax as well because Premier League clubs need the money a little bit less. So when you're buying from other clubs across Europe, you tend to get players a touch cheaper than from the Premier League. The issue here is you need at least 8 players that are homegrown in England or English clubs. So you're allowed Cardiff and Swansea and all that kind of stuff, but you need to be homegrown at an English club. McAtee fits that, and a few players don't in the Leeds United squad, which is why you would potentially see us being charged more because Man City are like, okay, cool, you need to pay more money to get someone that fits that quota. Go ahead and do it. Having a look through our squad right now, Cairns would probably stay, that's 1. Harry Gray wouldn't be registered in the first place, so doesn't count. Any players under the age of 21 don't need to be registered. Joffy won't be here. Chambers, under 21. Pat Bamford won't be here, probably. Byram, I'll count him. We'll say we've got 1 of Pat and Byram. That'll do it. Bogle, sure, he counts. We're up to 3. Matteo, I'm not entirely sure if he spent 3 seasons here, so I'm not going to add him to the list. Nonto, probably counts at this stage. I'm not 100% certain. And then it gets kind of tough. You've got Ampadu, I think counts. Yes, I think he spent long enough there. James Rodon. That's 7 off the top of my head. There's probably more, but as far as I can tell, we're at 7, which means that we're probably going to need an English player or 2, which means potentially he's going to cost a little bit more. That's the first of the drawbacks. We'll have plenty of cash. That isn't going to be a problem, but we need to spend in a hell of a lot of different places. So spending more on the 10 when we don't need to spend more on the 10 is just a bit of a problem for us. But at the end of the day, I think we could probably do with a 10 from elsewhere, but that is just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That'd be massively appreciated. And before I finish the video, this is important. Pay attention. I'm going to do a little bit of an announcement-y thing. I mentioned the Leeds Creator Cup earlier. In a couple of hours' time, because I'm releasing this on Saturday morning, I will be doing a stream in which I do a very, very quick raffle thing to raffle off 1 of these shirts. 1 of the Leeds Creator Cup shirts. It can be a Peacocks one, it can be a Roses one, it can be one of the 3rd shirt. That's a nice little burgundy number. However, you need to have Creator Cup tickets by noon today in order to enter that raffle. If you don't, you won't be in. So if you're considering buying tickets, you're not fully decided yet, please go ahead and do so, because I don't want to leave people out on this. I can't delay this raffle any further because I'm doing the shirt order in like a day. So that day is the time in which I will be contacting people in order to get an idea of what name and number they want on the back, and that'll ideally sort things out. But anyway, we'll go back to the what do you think screen, because yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe also if you enjoyed it, if you want a little bit more Leeds United news throughout the summer. And if you want to give to Prostate Cancer UK, because for every subscriber, I'm giving 1p to Prostate Cancer UK on the day of the charity match. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Could be a channel member as well. You get this video early. That'd be wonderful. And I will see you later. And to the people that watch the stream, yes, I am a coward. I didn't end up going with the messy thing because I got to 2 a.m., which it is right now, and thought, I'm not entirely convinced. So here we are instead. Sorry about that. I'll make up for it on a stream at some point. I don't know how, but I will do. In a bit.